Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the actor Idris Elba denouncing the quote-unquote black actor title. Now, obviously, that was not him at the very beginning. That was Morgan Freeman echoing some of the same sentiments like, hey, we don't need a Black History Month. Black history is American history. Why must I separate myself from this country? Same thing with Idris Elba. Why must I separate myself from being an actor, from Hollywood? After all, you don't hear about Tom Cruise or Chris Hemsworth or any of these white actors, Ryan Gosling, whoever. They don't call themselves white actors, white male actors. They say, I'm an actor. I'm a Hollywood actor. I star in this movie. I star in that movie. Same thing with Idris Elba. Why's it got to be different? If we want to have true equality, then let's have true equality. Why must I be known as a particular race of an actor and not just an actor? I mean, you see me. I don't have to say I'm a black this, black that. You already know who I am. You know what my name is. You know how I look. That should be all there is to it. Now, of course, there's a bunch of kickback, and he responded. You know what the kickback is, talking about, oh, you say you don't want to be a black man no more. You hate yourself. You hate black people, all this and that. You trying to kiss up to the white man. But here is what he said. He says, there isn't a soul on this earth that can question whether I consider myself a black man or not. Being an quote unquote actor is a profession like being an architect. They are not defined by race. However, if you define your work by your race, that is your prerogative. So I don't see what he said here that's wrong. But of course, people, they're going to be offended. They're going to be upset. You see, this is really kind of, I don't want to say going viral, but there's quite a bit of attention toward it. That'll probably hit over 1 million views and likes and tweets and everything else, simply because some people want him to really be honed in this whole quote unquote black actor thing. Now, there's an article that we're going to get through. There's your man Idris right here. And the original article came from Esquire magazine. We'll get to this article in just a moment. But here is something from Variety. And the reason why I chose this is because this is an example of how the media want to twist and spin certain things to fit their particular narrative rather than leading with the 100% truth. This article is mostly truthful, but there is one big lie I'm going to point out a little bit later. But first things first, you see the headline, Idris Elba stopped calling himself a, quote, black actor, unquote, after it, quote, put me in the box, unquote. I don't want to be the first black. I'm the first Idris. All right. Now let's read the article right quick. Short article. Idris Elba is tired of being put in the box. The actor, who was returning to his iconic detective Luther in Netflix's upcoming movie, Luther, the Fallen Son, recently told Esquire UK that he had stopped calling himself a, quote, black actor, unquote, after it became a constrictive label on his career. Now, before I get into that, I think that's probably a real thing, because if you just a quote unquote black actor, they only want to put you in certain things. It's almost like calling yourself a drama actor or a comedy actor. You're only going to get put in dramas. You're only going to get put in comedies. Really don't have a big range like that. Okay, this kind of reminds me of when Jim Carrey did, what was that? The Truman Show. It was more of a dramatic role. But before that, you're talking about Ace Ventura and The Mask. They had him in slapstick, comedy, silly, goofy, Dumb and Dumber. They had him in stuff like that. He might have just been typecast as a funny, silly, kind of, nonsensical Family Guy Peter type person. But then he started to do more dramatic stuff. Now you see more of a range. It's the same kind of thing that calling yourself a quote unquote black actor would do. If you want to be an actor and you want to just do everything and strive for greatness, you're not going to be constricted into one particular box. But let's continue. Quote, of course, I'm a member of the black community, unquote, Elba said. You say a prominent one, but when I go to America, I'm a prominent member of the British community. That's correct, because obviously he's from London by way of African parents. I think his father's from Sierra Leone. His mom is from Ghana. But anyway, he continues, oh, is UK in the house? If we spent half the time not talking about the differences, but the similarities between us, the entire planet would have a shift in the way we deal with each other. That's exactly what Morgan Freeman said at the very beginning, isn't it? Let's not talk about this race thing. Let's not call myself a black man, you a white man. Your name is Mike. My name is Morgan. And let's focus on that rather than all the other stuff. Of course, you're going to see how I look, and I'm going to see how you look, but let's focus more on the individuals and what they bring to the table. Simple. As humans, we are obsessed with race, Elba continued, and that obsession can really hinder people's aspirations, hinder people's growth. Racism should be a topic for discussion, sure. Racism is very real, but from my perspective, it's only as powerful as you allow it to be. Now, some people took that little pull quote right there and they were trying to say that he was saying, you know, there's no racism and it's not really a big deal and all this and that and the third. But obviously what he's saying here is that, yes, it's a real thing and it exists. But when people just put so much power into it, it becomes more powerful. It's as powerful as people allow it to be. It's very simple. He continues, I stopped describing myself as a black actor when I realized it put me in the box. We've got to grow. We've got to. Our skin is no more than that. It's just skin. Rant over. Elsewhere in the interview, Elba recalled how he decided to become an actor because he didn't see black people doing it, and I wanted to change that. Now, that's a lie right there. This right here is a lie. Okay. Now, let's actually see what he said in the original article. Here's the actual quote. I didn't become an actor because I didn't see black people doing it, and I wanted to change that. He says, I did not become an actor because I didn't see black people doing it. Meaning this is not the reason why I became an actor. Let's go back here. Now, they said he recalled how he decided to become an actor because he didn't see black people doing it, and I wanted to change that. That's not what he said. He says, I did not do it for that reason. See, this is what I'm talking about with the media. They do little stuff like that. That may seem kind of innocent, kind of insignificant, but they're trying to just make them appear to be a hypocrite and a liar. But really, they are the liars themselves. With little stuff like that, you probably won't even catch unless you really are tuned into it. But let's go back to the original article that the Variety or whatever that was article came from. I didn't become an actor because I didn't see black people doing it, and I wanted to change that. I did it because I thought that's a great profession and I could do a good job at it. As you get up the ladder, you get asked what it's like to be the first black to do this or that. Well, it's the same as it would be if I were white. It's the first time for me. I don't want to be the first black. I'm the first Idris. Amen. Amen. So that's that. I'll link to these articles in the description box, but that's right on point. That's right on point. This whole thing about, oh, black this, black that, is kind of getting tiring. Everything's about race. And it's weird because a lot of this stuff, it comes from the leftist perspective, making everything be about race, putting everybody into racial categories and gender and all kind of just weird little boxes. That comes from the left. But then they say people on the right are the ones who are racist. They put everybody in their box. They prejudge and all kind of stuff. Well, it looks like the other side is doing that more than anybody else. And people are starting to wake up and they're not really liking that kind of thing. They want true equality, and true equality, from my point of view, in my humble opinion, as I close, is being looked at the same as everybody else with the same expectations. Okay. Don't give me any higher expectation because I'm black or anything lower. If I don't measure up to whatever the standard is, whatever the median, whatever is expected of me, then that's on me. Not because I'm black that I'm seen differently, not because of whatever it is. I am a person, just like the next person is a person. Hold us all to the same standard. That's all that I ask. That is true equality, rather than looking at everybody as a certain particular group and giving them benefits or detriments because of their group status. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what Idris Elba said here? Was he right to say, hey, don't call me a black actor? I'm not seen as a black actor. I'm just an actor. Yes, I'm a black man, of course. Like, that's not really a thing. Yes, I'm black, married to a black woman. That don't really matter, but that's just a point to be making because people are going to say, oh, you hate black people. Look, I'm black, wife's black, kids black, blackity black, black. But must I walk around with a banner talking about black, black, black? Must I do that? Why can't I just be great because I'm great rather than being great while being black or great because I'm black? It's simple. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.